my scores they go up, and that's just automatic in this program. So all I'm asking for is a chance to demonstrate that I have been doing these things. If there's anything, any writing, anything where I've been inappropriate, to suggest that I still need this level of security, I'm open to anybody, any write-ups that you have that will suggest that. But thank you for this. Thank you for the time to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. Do any of the visitors wish to be heard at this point? Mr. Weber's mother, do you wish to be heard?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll speak after this person.
I heard things said about Thomas, and I disagree with the thing that was said, because he's not a bad person at all. He made some mistakes, as we all. I think he deserves another chance. Being in this institution for 12 years, don't speak much about the organization, where it's like he keeps getting different therapists. But I know he needs another chance. For him to be gone for almost 20 years, it's just unbelievable. He's not a devious person. He have a kind heart. I know him. And I know he repented for the things that he's done. And he's a fine, I say he's a fine young man. And I know he deserves another chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Bishop, did you wish to be heard?
Yes. Thank you very, very much, all. And thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of my own conscience and convictions. We've known Tommy practically all of his life. He was a member of our ministry ever since he was a young boy. And growing up with Tommy and watching his development has proven that he has become a far more better person in his accepting the responsibilities that he has committed over the years. He has served his time in prison, and now he's serving greater time for 12 years in this institution. We have visited Tommy on numerous occasions, and one of the things that we certainly question is the transition and make changeovers of more therapists in his life, where it's not done on a consistent basis, which we understand a great turnover. But how in the world can he continue to show his best when therapists are continually changing in his life? And so now we're at a point that he has been in for 12 long years, and we're beginning to believe that maybe there is some injustice on his part, not his part, but how he's being judged. If he sneezes, there's something wrong. If he goes to the bathroom, there's something wrong. So everything he's done, it has to be done on a higher standard, which is almost humanly impossible, because he's a human being that has emotions like all of us have. And if you look over the past records, he has done a far greater job there since he's been there for 12 years. We strongly recommend that he go to this next level of CPS, because we believe that this is where he can even shine even greater. He has grandchildren now, children that he has not seen for years. And it's just not right. We hate to think that this young man is going to die in this institution and never come out. He's got to have hope. We've got to have hope for this young man to know that the justice has been served and that he can be released. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Rowenhorst, did you have anything further to add?
Can I be heard, please?
I'm sorry.
Are you able to hear me?
Now I can.
Thank you. My name is Jack Burnett, and I'm concerned with the long-term investigation of Tommy. And because
was that?
I being heard.
I can hear you now.
No long-term conservation rehabilitating effects, quite the reverse of what you are stating to accomplish.
You don't know what that is?
The reasons given for continue stay at Moose Lake are patently without merit. If an individual has not only had 2 bad conduct reports in the past year, that's certainly not demonstrative of a individual who needs to be kept clean.
How are they able to get on here if you don't know who they are?
Are you still
No.
Are you still able to hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, it's very, very terrible.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
Do you know who that is in the corner there?
No,
This is Melissa. Can you hear me?
With the glasses, the bottom?
no, I don't know what it is. I'm thinking if it's
It's Mr.
somebody.
Price.
Hello? Can I be heard?
I'm able to hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Well, the technology is I listen acutely to what the at Moose Lake has stated as a reason to keep Tommy
Yeah.
incarcerated. And it's the punishment that's not.
Turned it off.
She stated that
No, I just turned the mic off. I just wanted this guy to continue.
Rather than the after 10 years, help me out here. 10 years of
He's a
therapeutic.
doctor.
You can't. I don't think it has anything to do with Tommy's participation or not participation. It says more about the program itself and its approach to long-term incarceration. So we must examine that. And I hope that the board will examine that. I know you don't want to hear this. I'm almost there. But there has to be a serious look at after 10 years. If a man has not made any progress in 10 years, then I would question the program and not the individual. That is all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Rowenhorst, did you wish to add anything? Have I missed anyone at this point?
He's moving.
Shane Price is on the.
Shane Price. Go ahead, Mr. Price. I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can.
Good. I appreciate what everyone has shared. Let me just give you some background. Shane Price, Power of People, Personal Development and Leadership Institute. What that really means is we provide here for the last 16 years personal development and leadership training for offenders inside 6 of the 8 Minnesota State Correctional Facilities. We're no longer inside the facility, but we have created the largest re-entry group in the state of Minnesota. So we have some experience in working with offenders that have sex offenses and in some cases egregious. I just want to mention here, I'm connected to the young man's mother and his bishop. I want to mention that over the period of years that he's been incarcerated, I wonder if the culturally appropriateness of therapy and treatment are able to be actualized where he's concerned. And I get that All of us are sensitive in Minnesota and around the country to sexual offenses. But the truth of the matter is there's a cultural piece that has to be touched on. It has to be worked through. And some of the men, over the years, I've gotten so many complaints from men of color who are feeling like they were wrong at every turn because the paradox of the African American male is such that mistrust is at every turn and juncture. And I believe the bishop was making that point in some ways just a little earlier. I know the young man has served his time in prison. He's also done a lot of time in treatment as a client. And if as a client, he has the opportunity to move forward into the phase 3 of your program, isn't it time for him to get a different type of treatment that a client ought to get? And don't we want to be appropriate in our cultural sensitivity so that he has the opportunity to grow and have some experiences outside the walls that I think your St. Peter program does offer? That move him toward being able to prove and justify that he's prepared himself now, in spite of the cultural differences. He's proved himself to be ready for an opportunity on the outside. Now, and I'll just say one more thing and I'll stop. And that is that every one of us, not one of us on this Zoom call right now who's perfect, not one. And I'm a man with 10 children, 7 of them are daughters. So I'm concerned about my daughters, and I know that you're concerned about yours. But just as I'm concerned about my daughters and you all are about yours, I'm also a man who knows that everybody has to have a second chance. And each one of us on this call has had to have a second chance at one point in time of their life. Now, this guy's been down over 20 years. It's time for him to get an opportunity, and that opportunity is within your power. And so at this point now, we have to utilize our position and we have to demonstrate our moral clarity so that he has an opportunity, and anybody has an opportunity for a second chance. The GPS system that we have on today is sophisticated, it's inexpensive, and works well. Now, if we juxtaposition the GPS system to the $120,000 it costs to house him and every other offender in a 700 person institution, certainly the end justifies the means. You've done the grunt work, you've done the work, you know what he's capable of accomplishing. He's done his treatment. I'm petitioning for this guy to get a second chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryce. Anyone else that I may have missed? If not, do either of the other board members have any questions of the participants? Dr. Cook?
Did you hear me? Yeah, no.
And Mr. Garber, any questions?
Thank you.
Was that a no?
No.
All right. Well, we thank all of you for your patience and for your participation. The board will take the matter under advisement. You'll be notified of our recommendation in due course. And at this time, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Sorry, going on.